All right, so most people are using Close.com every day, but they're still copy and pasting the same emails and text messages by hand, or worse, you're relying on the reps to do it consistently. What you don't realize is Close has a built-in workflow builder that lets you send clean, pre-written emails and text messages automatically. There's no Zapier, no extra tools. And in this video, I'll show you the fastest way to build the workflow step by step and send polished outreach with just one click. Now, I use this to onboard new leads, re-engage cold ones, or even fire off reminders, and it works every single time. There's no delays, no missed messages, and no need for other follow-up tools. You'll see the exact settings, the right way to build out the email and SMS combo, as well as how to activate it manually or use it based on lead statuses. So let's build it together. It takes less than 3 minutes and we'll dive right in. All right, guys, I'm going to show you exactly how to build a high-powered workflow inside of Close.com in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Now, the first thing to speed up this process and make sure you're as accurate as possible, instead of going to workflows and creating the workflow here and creating your steps inside of here, I highly recommend going to settings first. Again, I've done hundreds of these. So I go to settings first, then to templates and snippets. Okay. Now, once you're in templates and snippets, I highly recommend creating your workflow from here first. So you want to create all your email, SMS, and templates inside of here, and then we'll go build the workflow. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a moment. But all we need to do is click new template, and then we need a template name. Now, I highly recommend making sure that all of the template names are exactly the same. So typically what I'll do is something like this: re-engage past clients. It would help if I could spell. So re-engage past clients. Okay. And then dash May 2025. And you want to make sure that that is in there. And then I'm going to and you want to do email. So email 1. And then I just copy and paste this somewhere else on my desktop so that it is in there and I can just copy and paste, right? So once you have a template name, you want to make sure that the subject line is going to be as catchy as possible. Okay. Now you can add template tags by simply clicking right here, and then you have all of these different options. So you got contact.first name right here. If you're B2B, you can do the business name, etc. So we're just going to do a test subject here. For example, test. Let's just do, hey, contact first name, right? So we're going to come down here, contact first name, and so all we need to do there. And then the body, the same thing, pretty straightforward. You can use your template tags right here. If you don't see the template tag icon, usually it's hidden inside of a 3 dots. So if you're on like the web browser, I might be able to shrink this up and you can see it. You can't, but yeah, pretty straightforward. And then the last thing you need to do is share with organization. So you got to make sure this is checked. Now let's go to just an example template I have inside of here. I actually just wrote these, so we can scroll down and go to email. You can see here, email 1, qualified engagement, email 2, email 3, email 4, email 5. Okay. They're all shared with everyone. And again, they're named as accurately as possible. Now, the second step is to click on SMS right here, and then you're going to do the exact same thing for your SMS. So if we scroll down here, you can see SMS 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, all named basically exactly the same for clarity. Okay. Now, once we have written our actual SMS templates and our text template or our email templates, we want to click on workflows, and then we want to click new workflow. And I'm going to build this one live with you because this is actually a campaign that we are starting. So the trigger, you can just leave it as manual for now. The next thing I want to show you is click on view goals, and then we want to set our goals. So incoming email, incoming SMS, incoming call, meeting book status is perfectly fine, but you can add lead status and pause the workflow based on a lead status. Okay. Next up, we want to make sure our communication schedule is set up. So we want to basically pick what days are we going to send emails on and text messages on. I usually do Monday through Saturday, leave Sunday blank, and then I increase this window just a little bit so we can maximize our sending window. Okay. One thing to note here is we want to make sure we're compliant with our carriers and FTC, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. And in fallback time zone, I usually just select whatever my current time zone is, unless I'm on a crazy time zone. I am traveling a lot. So just make sure that is correct. A lot of times it will populate based on your IP address. So just make sure that is correct. Now, if you want to send these out anytime, you can select that right there. I really never use that, but you could. So we're just going to click done. So now we have our goal and our communication schedule set up. Next step is to add your email. So we are going to come in here, and the nice part is you already have all of your emails in here because we did it inside of our settings, right? So we just want to find those emails. So you can see recent ones are already up here. So we're going to do recent email 1, and then send from is going to be set to creator or enrolling user in this use case. But if you are enrolling people to a workflow, let's say they book a call and you are enrolling them to a workflow upon the book call to confirm the appointment, you're going to want to use assigned user in custom field, and then you're going to want to use, lead owner or whatever it may be. Okay. Now, you have to make sure that that is actually assigned. Otherwise, it's not going to know who to send from. In this situation, I'm just going to bulk enroll these. So we don't really need to do anything else other than creator or enrolling user. Review your email, make sure the copy is good, and then click done. Okay. Next step, we're going to add our SMS. So we're going to come in here and we're going to find our SMS that is associated with this, and see how easy this is if you do everything in settings and create your templates first. Now, all I have to do is click SMS1, creator, enroll, and user, done. Now, I'm just going to add all these steps, and we're going to go through the wait timers in a moment, but you want to make sure, obviously, that we get this set up. So let's just go through here so you guys can see it. Email 2, you can send as a new thread if you want. So you can toggle this on, and it's going to send as a new thread, or it's going to send as a reply to the previous thread. I'm going to send all of these as new threads. So we're good to go there. We're going to click done, add step, SMS. We're going to go to SMS 2. And you guys can see how quickly this can be accomplished if you just take this advice. I've made so many of these, and this is by far the most efficient and quickest way to actually do this, by creating those templates in settings first. Okay. Now we're going to spend a moment and go through some of the copy just to kind of review what good sales copy is. Now this workflow is a little different than like a call confirmation workflow or a outbound re-engagement workflow. So we can look at some of that copy as well. But this is going to be SMS number 3. So we're going to scroll down here. SMS 3, done. We're going to go email number 4. Boom. New thread, done. Scroll down. And again, we just repeat, rinse and repeat. So bear with me just a moment, and then we're going to go through the copy on these. So boom, SMS 4, email. We're going to go email 5, send as new thread, done. And then lastly, add step, SMS. We're going to go to SMS number 5. Now, if you do, for some reason, want to do it the other way, and you don't want to heed my advice, which is fine, you can create your templates from here. So when you go to select, you can create a new template right here. You can copy a template from existing, or you can manage by going back to the settings. Okay. So you can always create your template like this, but I don't recommend that. Save yourself the time. So now we have all of these in here. What we now need to do is make sure that the cadence that these are sending on actually makes sense. Now, it wouldn't make sense to send an email and wait 3 days for the text. So we're just going to delete this first one, and then we're going to wait 2 days. Okay. So we're going to wait 2 days right here. Done. And we're going to send that SMS at the same time as email for this one. So we're going to delete that delay. So you can see we have send, delay 2 days, and then we're going to send both of these. And then same thing here. So delay 2 days, and then we're going to delete the delay off the text message. Super simple. Close makes this so easy. 3 days. We're going to do this as, let's just keep it 2 days for this. So we're going to click done. We're going to delete it off the SMS. We're going to come in here. We're going to update this one more time. 2 days. Boom. And then we are going to delete the one here. Now, the other reason why I said to make your templates inside of settings is Close does have sometimes an issue where it'll refresh and it won't save what you do. So you actually end up doing this like 10 times. So just another reason of why to do it in settings in the first place. Now we're going to name this engage qualified May 2025. We're going to save that. Now, one feature they recently added was it'll save it as a draft. So you can save the draft or activate it. Since there's no trigger here, I'm just going to activate it. Now, if you guys do want to set up a trigger, they have added new triggers. We can trigger off of lead events, custom activity events, opportunity events, or contact events. Okay. For me, I'm going to manually enroll, so you don't need to do that, but you can utilize these anytime you want. The custom activity one is what we would use most often. So when a call booked activity is created, then go ahead and fire off the workflow. Okay. So we are simply going to turn on manual enrollment, or we don't even have to. We're good. And then we're just going to click activate. And boom, we have our new workflow. Okay. Now, the best part about this is if we want to see metrics about this, all we need to do is click on the workflow itself. And then you're going to see some high level metrics right here. And then if we click on report, we can see the rest of our metrics. So we can see how many people were enrolled, how many people met the goal, what the average time to goal was, et cetera, et cetera. Now, these numbers are not good, so don't look at this. I don't even know what this was. Only 8 people were enrolled. I'm not quite sure what that was. But you really should have a pretty high level response rate. If we go look at this one, we can see on the report, we have 11 people completed, 100% goal met. Which is awesome. 1 day average time to goal, and an 11% bounce rate. Make sure that the leads you're putting in this, you've audited. This should be a lot lower. This was my fault for not auditing who I was putting in there. There was actually a decent amount of people who had left their company, and we didn't verify the email addresses first. Okay. Now, on the overview tab, you can see exactly how many people were enrolled, how many people are active currently, how many people have completed, and then you can also see the breakdown of the steps. Now, what we always want to verify, if we pull back to our new campaign, we want to look at the steps right here and make sure that these are sending on the correct days. So we have day 1, day 3, day 5, day 7, day 9. That's exactly what I want, but you want to check this because sometimes you have an extra, an extra timer or something in there that you didn't expect. Okay. Now, one thing we haven't covered is if this is for a sales rep and you want to add calls to this, you can click right here, call, and then you can do a required call or you can do an optional. Required calls are going to hold up your workflow. So depending on how your workflow is structured, we do not do a lot of required, if ever, because I know my workflows work well enough to get responses that I don't want to wait on a sales rep to make their call and hold up the rest of my workflow, right? Speed to lead is going to be the most important thing. So if we are going to do this, we would do optional. And we would allow, for maybe 4 hours for the call to be made or 8 hours for the call to be made. And then it's just going to progress on. A better way to do this, in my experience, is to not put the calls in here and instead have a dial party smart view. We have a whole nother video on smart views. If you check that out, you can go find it on our page. But I would create a dial party smart view where we are actually making those phone calls and leave them out of the workflows. That will help you a ton. Okay. So once we have this, the question is now what do we do? How do we get leads enrolled into this? And there are basically 2 ways to do that. So we can go to leads and then we can add a filter. Okay. So if we add a filter, let's say leads where current status is any of, and let's go like HubSpot partner. Okay. So, okay, here's all of our HubSpot partners that are in our system. Now, once we have the HubSpot partner section, all we need to do is click on this little pancake icon or hamburger icon up here, click enroll in workflow. We're going to select our new workflow right there, and then only the first contact or all contacts if you have multiple contacts on each lead, send emails from, and then you want to select your phone number. Okay. So then you can click preview. Once you click preview, you can see exactly what is going to happen. And you can click through right here to see what is going on. So you can see those first 2, the phone number wasn't going to send. The question would be why, and just make sure you fix any issues with your workflow. So pretty straightforward.
But it's going to save you a ton of time to go to settings and actually create it down here instead of trying to do it inside of the workflow builder itself. So I hope this video is helpful. If you guys have questions, comments, or concerns, or you would like someone to help you build your Close.com account out, let us know. We've been doing this for a long time, have a lot of experience, and if it's not us who can help you, we can point you in the right direction. Cheers.